you know, just having fun, man. Making movies, big adventure, having a great time.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Weekly Geek, your GeekVerse weekly show. I am one of your hosts, the frontrunner Taylor Field, and I'm joined by.
I am the kisser, Kirkland Patzer.
Come to me. Yeah, we're here because we got some juicy topics supplied by Mr. Travis Snell. We're gonna be breaking into some Superman, and we're gonna be breaking into some Star Wars and a little bit of Marvel too, and some trailers and all that. So we got tons of stuff. It's gonna be a great trifecta, all points of the triangle hit. So before we get into all that, a couple of plugs. Just gotta shout out our amazing Patreon producers that didn't submit any questions, sadly, for this episode. You know, not often do we get the Kirkland Taylor special here, but we didn't get any questions, so I'm quite sad. But maybe you pop in the chat, you can ask us questions there. Like, our Wonder Woman is only a Gal Gadot. You know, that's I guess not really a question, it's more of a statement.
He's not speaking for us either. That
No,
was
he's
the
not.
commenter A.
But yeah, check us out on Patreon. We get ad-free, exclusive, early content available there, including all of our Superman retros leading up to the Superman coming out this July. What else do we got cooking on there? We just did, oh gosh, the 28 retro. That's right. We had 28 days later, 28 weeks later, in anticipation for 28 years later, which is coming out in next week, I think.
Is
so
it
that's
already
gonna be
next week? Oh my
next
gosh.
week, yeah, because we got How to Train Your Dragon, which we're reviewing or
seeing it
watching tomorrow,
tomorrow. So
reviewing
excited.
Thursday. Yeah, so that'll be great. There's lots of stuff coming out, and we got Jurassic World Rebirth coming out this July as well at the start of the month, and then Fantastic Four. So it's gonna be a hot popping off time. And I'll quickly roll call our Patreon producers here. We've got the legendary Aaron Braden, April of Darkness, Jack Grant, Sam, Superbad Mike, The Good God Loves Me 69, Jeremy Renner, Charlie Randall, and Cocktail Calais. You folks are fan-freaking-tastic. We love you very much. In addition to what's going on, we have... and it's funny because I totally forgot what the date was, but I believe it's in August. I'm not going to say exactly what the date is, but I know it's in August. Our GV Day 10-year. Lots of events, lots of stuff coming around. We're doing a 10-hour stream. It's going to be an absolute hoot and a holler. So come and check that out.
9th of August.
9th of August. Thank you. I
Yes.
was thinking the 7th, so I'm glad. I
Not
didn't
doing it
say
on a
anything.
Thursday in the middle of the week. No, that would be...
That would be bad.
yeah.
But yeah, that'll be a 10-year celebration. So 10 hours. There'll be lots of stuff. We're going to be putting on quite a show for you fine folks. So check that out. Now, what else am I forgetting right now? We're done.
Predator retro, or, review just came out, right? Killer of Killers. Go check that out on the feeds.
Killer of Killers. That's right. That's right. Oh, yes. And Dylan's been popping off with the side quest. Summer Games Fest was this
Yes.
weekend, and Switch 2 launch as well. So there's a whole bunch of side quest content that you can check out on the feeds too. So that's pretty awesome. And I think that's kind of it. The only other closing thing I have is I figured out who my attacker is. And if you remember, there's a video that I was filming a little bit ago, and I put this video out there. I was assaulted, and I was thrown in the back of my vehicle. It was late at night, it was dark, and it was complete bullshit. So I figured out who it was, and I'm going to be calling them out on Friday. I've just chosen specifically Friday. Instead of doing it now, I'm choosing Friday as the day. It just seems appropriate because it's end of week. More people will be tuning into their social
day.
media channels. Yeah, it's a good day. So that's when it's going to happen. So when that happens, watch out, because maybe he'll attack you next, hopefully. But I know who it
Yeah.
is. I'm gonna call him out because they're a son of a bitch. So
But you're going to wait. You're not going to call them
I'm gonna
out yet.
wait. I'm gonna wait till Friday. Yeah, maybe not this Friday. It might be the next Friday, but it's going to be on a Friday specifically.
Are you
So
like
we'll just have to wait and
strategically
see.
not releasing the name? Is it like you want to get a surprise attack in? Like, is this person one day just going to be in the living room?
That's a glider.
You're coming in with your own pumpkin bombs.
Yeah.
How's it going to
They'll
go?
be praying there like Aunt May, and finish it.
Finish it.
Oh god damn. Anything else you want to shout out though?
No, I don't think so. Let's jump into it.
Let's jump into it. Okay, so our first juicy topic is basically the world of DC. So we've got some interesting little tidbits that have been popping off here surrounding just with Superman and Wonder Woman and the Batman Part 2. And I feel like we've been just kind of salivating and waiting for anything on the Batman specifically. I feel like that's been kind of the heavy hitter for most people in the Discord, I'd say, which also go check out the Discord because it's a good time, great community of group people in there. But so Kirkland, how do you feel about, again, I don't think we have a release date for the Batman Part 2, but we know now, judging by this Empire or Entertainment Weekly interview that they did, that hey, there is a script in the works and it's not being left dead in the water, because there was a little bit of apprehension or hesitancy, a lot of doubt, I would say, that we're ever going to be getting this, because it kept getting delayed and delayed, obviously, and then there were some rumors going around. But now, okay, we have it. James Gunn has been interviewed here, and he's saying, no, there's a script. It's in the works here. So how do you feel about that?
Like the main holdup, though, wasn't that like, I don't know all the facts, so maybe I'm speaking on my yin yang here, but like a personal health thing with Matt Reeves, like that was a big reason why it was having to be halted, and then it like, yeah, we're not gonna push for this to come out right away because he's handling his own whatever it might be. Hopefully, hopefully it's all going well. Hopefully this news means that it potentially is going well. But I don't know. I just kind of assumed that it's like an indefinite hiatus when I heard that sort of news, and I hadn't heard like any major updates around it. But I don't know. I'm like, in terms of, you asked me like how I feel about this, I definitely want to see Batman Part 2. I think because of like what I had heard about some of the murmurs, it was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna count on this. I think it's like one step above or below, however you see it, like the Blade thing for me. Like I'm like truly convinced that Blade 2 is never gonna see the light of day. Like we're never actually gonna see the Mahershala Ali Blade movie. I've thrown it out there a couple times. Nobody's taken me on a pizza bet, but like that one, I'm like, I don't know. Like it's just been so long. But yeah, I'm pretty convinced we're just never gonna see that project. Maybe we'll see the character in like a collab thing, but never like a solo Blade project. But for Batman 2, I don't think it's so dead, like in the same vein as that. I think it is like it's a easier one to do with a big delay because it isn't like integral to the overall continuation of the DCU storyline of like the new James Gunn, Peter Safran tag team of that story, of this universe that they're building there. So it doesn't feel like again, to compare to the Blade thing, like it's just been so long since he was hinted. It's like at this point, like I don't think it can be a clean execution of that project just because it's been so long since he was even hinted at, like back in Eternals days. But for Batman, because it's like, it's not like we just watched Creature Commandos. It's like, look out for Robert Pattinson's Batman, in the next James Gunn universe thing. Like it very much feels like it's in its own sector of the world, like almost like its own universe. So I was kind of surprised to even see it like being talked about, just because I kind of thought it was just taking the permanent hiatus route. But I mean, it's positive. I definitely want to see the project. But in terms to like him saying like, yeah, there's a script, don't worry. It's like, I would imagine there would have been. Like we knew we were going to be getting the second movie like a long time ago. I'm sure there's been some reworking like along the way and whatnot. Maybe they never had the full picture of what the script was going to be. But like when I saw that comment, it was just, I just kind of scratched my head and like, well, no duh. Like I kind of would hope that there was at least something of a script if we're gonna get this movie. So yeah, I don't know. I was a little bit, maybe not as hype as I should have been, or I would have thought I would be, by getting a little bit of Batman 2 news. It just seems like it's something that's so far away. So yeah, this didn't really do much for me.
Yeah, I mean, as far as that goes regarding the possible health issues, I don't have anything to really add to that because I can't recall if it was just rumors or if there's anything concrete surrounding that. But from reading the article, it seems like, okay, they haven't casted DCU's Batman or Wonder Woman, which we'll talk about Wonder Woman after. But in the interview, they did note, okay, that Robert Pattinson he's still there. He's with Matt Reeves and this part of the DC kind of franchise. And again, like we said, many delays, but he is going to return for Batman Part 2. And in the meantime, like Reeves is still building out this kind of crime universe saga. But they note the wording that they use in the interview or the article, I should say, was interesting because they said a series of movies and shows, including the Penguin, that remains separate from the main DCU franchise's story, continuity. And I thought that was an interesting way to word it, like a series of movies and shows. There's only one movie that's outside of this the DCU, and that's the Batman. So are they thinking, that there's going to be other ones that they're going to be creating? Is Reeves up to something else? I don't think you're going to see like another Superman that's in his own continuality. I don't imagine that's a thing, but like, maybe they're referring to just Batman Part 2 and Part 3, and then maybe other spin-off shows too? Because I remember there was one point in time we were supposed to get that Arkham show, right? I think with Commissioner Gordon in there and all that jazz, but that never had any kind of fruition come from that.
Yeah. I mean, I take the quote as more of like covering their ass so that it like they're not boxing themselves in like any new projects under the DC realm has to be a part of the universe, because that's kind of been the case for the MCU, right? Like even if we get what ifs, because because we're in the multiverse era, everything is kind of on the same timeline or like the same multi-dimensional connection, whereas, and maybe we'll get there with the DC stuff, I feel like it's just kind of overdone these days. I do like the multiverse for story wise, but we're just been so like every project now is like, and this is just kind of talking about the MCU, but like it's just reflecting on like the multiverse, and we're definitely not out of it yet. Like we will still be in it to at least Secret Wars, but like any Marvel project that comes out, it feels like it has to at least some way be in that universe, which is like, I don't know, it's cool, but also like you're maybe limiting just the crazy wild stuff you can do. I guess it works in the sense of the MCU because like we've seen things like What If, like that is very weird and wild combination. Like Marvel Zombies, like that's technically in the MCU because it's just in a multiverse somewhere. So I guess maybe I'm talking myself out of the same thing, but just by what's said in that quote for me, after my digression, is just the fact that like, well, now we could actually do maybe like a different Batman story, even if we have another Batman on the go, or other characters that are already kind of established in this telling in this DCU. Is it called the DCU?
DCU, yep.
Okay, I thought they had some different name for it, but I'm thinking of something different, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. That was just my initial reaction to it, and I like it. I think it's totally okay to have multiple like Batmans at the same time. I don't know. Maybe it'll be confusing to some people. They're just tracking who's Batman right now, but we also kind of saw that already when we were going through like Pattinson and Batflick. It seemed like that was kind of similar timings also, right, for having those characters, and not too much further along from that we had Bale's Batman. And even just like in the older Batman films too, it seemed like we were just tossing through, like not at the same time, but it just seemed like we were bouncing from like different actor to different actor. But I think I don't know, kind of going on a side tangent, but I don't know. It's kind of okay. My reaction to that quote, to the actual quote from the article. We're getting flagged for not pulling up actual quotes these days, so I have to be there.
No off
got
the
my
cuff.
first warning. Yeah.
I mean, in closing, and a little bit of a silver lining, and I quote: "What Matt's doing is still really important, despite all stories to the contrary. We're supposed to see that script shortly, and I can't wait." So that's coming from Gunn about the new Batman Part 2 movie. So he's waiting for it.
There you go. And then did you already say the other quote about the Wonder Woman? It's like it's slow moving, but it's moving. Yeah. Confirming Wonder Woman is being written right now. A couple air quotes in there. I'll let you place them where you want.
I'm convinced this must be Travis just trolling us, right? With all his accounts.
I don't know. I don't know if you'd use that name. But he's done weird things in the past. No, I don't think that's Travis.
We're getting people popping off about Gal Gadot in the
chat.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Is that your one and only Wonder Woman? Definitely not for me. I liked Gal Gadot. I feel like I liked her in the role, her whole existence of being Diana. Definitely probably peaked in that first movie. Like I just didn't really like the following project, so then it brought the character down because of it. But I don't know. I'm okay to to have someone else pick up the whip and the bracers and whatnot. And yeah, I don't know. It also feels like it's been a while since we've had her in a project already. And as I was already making those other comparisons to like the Batman films, or even going from like Cavill Superman to David Cornsweet now, like it I don't think it'll be hard to palate even for like other people to, other general audience members. But I mean, we've already had a couple in the comments already say that that would be the one and only Wonder Woman in their eyes. But what about you? What about you, Taylor?
Yeah, I mean, I really do like Gal's performance and
Kal-El.
Gal-El.
Plus, that's just like corrupted my brain now. Those funny quote videos.
We gotta get that on here of her saying that. Kal-El, no. I think she was super hype and awesome when she popped up in Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. Oh my god, that was just a cherry on top. That was ice cream right there. I loved it. It was fantastic. She was badass. Everything about that. And then when she popped up in Wonder Woman, the first one, damn, that was a freaking good movie. Because I remember we went to the early screening for that in Vancouver. It was like 2 weeks early, and that was just such a great time. The movie was fantastic. Really loved it. And then the second one came out, and it was not really jiving with the story too much. But I still think she's a really, really awesome Wonder Woman. I really liked her in that role. She's definitely not my number one. Like, how do I say this? I don't want it to be mean, but I feel like, and this applies to Marvel characters as well. Like some characters, they get into that role and they fit. And I think she absolutely fits. When I think of Wonder Woman, like Gal Gadot comes to my mind. She absolutely does. Just like when I think of Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. comes to my mind. It's how it is. But I'm definitely not opposed to seeing other characters try and take on these mantles, especially because this isn't within the same vein. Like if they were doing a new Iron Man movie and a whole new not franchise, but a whole new storyline and narrative, and disregarding the MCU. Now it's the MCKU.
Oh, what's the K mean?
Kevin. I guess Feige, the MCFU.
MCFU.
Yeah.
That sounds a little more aggressive. I kind of like it though. MCFU.
So I think that in this vein, that since we're getting a new narrative, new universe altogether, then we can change it up and let someone else tackle this role. Just because they're doing it with Cornsweet, right? It's when I think of Superman, Henry Cavill is one of the Supermen that comes to mind. There's a few, just like with Batman, you got Keaton and you got Kilmer and you got Bale. Like so.
What's the first Superman that comes to mind when you think of Superman? Because for me, it's still Christopher Reeve, just because of my nostalgia.
Wait. The first Superman that comes to mind? Oh, yeah.
When you think of Superman, like what actor are you thinking of first? Like Iron Man? Okay, Robert Downey Jr.
I said Cavill. Cavill, and I felt bad that Christopher didn't come out of my mouth first. So.
Oh, okay.
But he was there in my mind.
He's looking down on us right now. He's just pissed off. After a life sacrifice.
But I think ultimately we'll just have to wait and see who they cast. And I think so far their castings have been pretty good. I'm happy with it. And, we joke about Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, but it's I'm not going to go further with that.
Yeah, we're going to keep joking about it. Hopefully you're watching Travis. Travis also, like, he's putting so much, like, faith on the Holt character that, like, if he isn't up to par, like, he's claiming it, I feel like it's going to be a bigger hit for Travis because he's been, like, his biggest hype man, at least on this podcast. We'll wait and see. I hope it's good. I never want to
I do too.
See an actor do bad. I also feel like I'm peaking on my Nicholas Hoult enjoyment wise ever since Nosferatu, because he was just fantastic in that. But so I gotta just show this once, just for the meme.
Max Lord, you're putting yourself and everyone else in great danger. I need you to give me the stone. What happened to it?
Give me the stone. What happened?
It doesn't age well.
We love you, Gal. We love you, Gal.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my goodness. His face too. Pedro's face is so great. He's just that whole scene there is fantastic. Yeah. Oh my god. Well, what else? Did we miss any quotes here? Are we on the cuff? We off the cuff? What do you think?
Oh, we missed quotes. There's many quotes. There's a quote breaking down the whole interview scene. That's kind of what I got stuck on. Yeah, it was a big article with some big quotes in there. And for anyone that's curious, it's the Entertainment Weekly. Superman lights the way. How Hollywood's new Man of Steel shepherds the DC universe of tomorrow. Exclusive.
He's shaking his head right
Exclusive
now.
and
We're gonna get a
extended is what
message
it felt.
during the cast or when we close this out. And Jurassic gonna be pissed.
Oh, he's gonna be pissed. You even talk about this? Are you kidding me?
But I think we did
That's what
good. I
happens.
think we hit the important parts. The main thing again is like the projects they're doing after. And one other thing I will highlight though in the article was they addressed Justice League. And James Gunn made a point of saying that, okay, it's in the back of his mind and he's not kind of like thinking that forward with the project. And I can respect that and understand that, because why do you want to deliver on something if the story's not going to go that way, right? Why are you going to promise on that? And he was talking in another article I was reading about the post-credit scenes where they're going to include them, but the tricky thing about that is when you're over-promising and you're foreshadowing things in those end credit scenes that don't pay off, and that's a problem that
We've been
Marvel
seeing
does
that.
have.
We've been seeing
We've
that in
seen
the
that.
MCU lately.
Absolutely,
like the full Phase
yeah.
4 stuff, and then of course, the whole Kang setup. Obviously, that wasn't. There's no way they could foresee how that was going to play out, but still, you get into this situation where you really have to pivot. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
point.
And I think the other thing too with these projects that he highlighted is that he wants that so that anyone can just dip in. So if you hop into the Wonder Woman, you don't necessarily have to watch the previous ones before that. It will help for sure, but you can just dip in and get on board
Like
with
Gals,
it. Which
Wonder Woman's?
no, with the new one,
Yeah.
one. That
Okay.
like they're all kind of like, I guess, anthologies where they're all taking place in the same universe. The thing that makes me very happy about that is because when I do watch the Superman trailer, I get overwhelmed because there's so many characters and so much going on. But hearing him say that and put it like that, okay, this is going to be a narrative that anyone can just easily just dip in and get on board with right away. That makes me feel more comfortable because I don't feel like I have a lot of knowledge. And how do you squeeze in so much time with these characters to develop them and build their relationships and kind of know their backstories, their present and their future within this 2-hour time span? So I'm happy to know coming from Mr. JG that I can just hop right into it and it'll be okay.
JG.
JG.
It's got a ring to it. I don't know if I like the ring, but
JG.
yeah. I think it's gonna be
Again.
Travis when he sees us misquoting. That's him taking his shares and just bouncing. He's done with us. He's like, why didn't you guys do these quotes? And
Just having fun, man. Making movies, big adventure, having a great time.
this is us. This is us on our weekly geek.
Just having fun making movies.
Just having fun, man. Just making podcasts, Big adventure.
I
like
thought
your
I would
shirt
get.
too, by the way. We're really matching on our shirts right now.
We are matching. The best part about this.
Oh, big Optimus.
Optimus Prime.
Look at me. I got it's like I'm a skateboarder or something.
DC.
DC. Pretty sure I've had this
like
shirt
that.
since like grade 8. It's like
Oh,
so
yeah.
thin right
I got a
now. It's one
couple
of
of
those like
those.
super old ones.
When I was a kid in high school, on my early years, I printed off a bunch of DC logos off the school printer, just cut them out and used thumbtacks into my wall in my bedroom. Horrible decision. Just looked like shit. Like Rip Zone DC and all those
You
cool
made
things.
your own posters essentially.
Oh yeah. They were like
That's
12
awesome.
by 12 sheets of paper I cut out off like the
You probably
12
put them
by
up. You're like
18s.
laying on your bed. You're like, fuck yeah, that's so cool. That looks so good.
Oh.
Oh, I love it. Learn something new every day about friends
Yep.
that you think you've known
Yep.
forever.
Well, do we have anything else we want to sprinkle on there? Or do we want to take our first ad break?
No, I don't think I have anything else to add. I'm so surprised we still haven't gotten Superman tickets. Did I miss something? Like, are tickets out right now for us?
No, Maddie has been popping off every few hours. Well, not few hours.
He's dropping
couple
polls.
days.
He's like, "Are we getting tickets today?" No. But like,
Yeah.
seriously, it's a month away. That's so crazy.
Okay, I'm gonna pull it up because Travis dropped a
I-
date in the Discord. For
Well,
the
he was
rumored-
initially like there was rumors tickets were potentially dropping today, and then apparently now the murmur is
today.
tomorrow.
Oh, I've heard that.
That was the
one
latest
before.
update I saw in the Discord, unless I was mistaken.
That's a classic. Oh, the end of the world is June 6th, 2028. Oh, it's moved to
exactly.
2032.
Yeah, is that the next one? 2032? Or are you just
When the
saying?
Superman tickets go on sale. That's,
Oh,
that's
okay.
when- yeah.
Yes. That's the end of the world when the
Yeah.
Superman tickets go on sale. But, no, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I feel like reading the article, at least the chunk that I was on, which was basically just going over the setup of what's going on in the universe, it did make me a lot more excited to get in there. I think, honestly, even more than the last trailer did, just to kind of fill in some cracks there. Just because I also didn't love what was shown of like the interview scene between Lois and Clark there, but once I got a little bit more context of what's going on. Plus, in the movie, I imagine that scene is going to be way longer. But no, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And excited to see who our new castings are for these new big pillar characters like the Wonder Womans of the universe.
Yeah. They're going to be the head honchos leading the pack, leading the charge.
Yeah. Maybe a Pablo Schreiber. You think we're going to see him appear in the James Gunn universe?
I
could see him play
pop
many
in
different
there.
characters.
Oh,
Maybe not a
I'm
major
sure.
character, but good canon. Like he's got the Razor Fist type of character in my mind. You know, like that level from was that Shang-Chi?
I give him Bone Breaker. He can be Bone Breaker. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give him a
Do we
Bone Breaker.
Do we still have Bone Breaker? Yeah, there's Bone Breaker.
Yeah,
That's a
okay.
Pablo right there. I can see it in his face.
Oh, 100%.
Just do the comparison. Pablo's in our corner right now, so you can. He's got it for sure. Shout outs to Travis in the chat. Nah, lots of options. Psst, 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 psst.
Yeah, weird PS. Hey, it's like
That's
different
some-
font than the rest of the letters there. I don't know how he did that.
It is, yeah. Some kind of weird, different keyboard. I don't know.
Hmm.
He's having a lot of tech troubles this week, so my heart does go out to him. I am hoping
Yeah.
everything gets better, Travis. But yeah, cool. Okay, we're gonna take our first ad break, and then we're gonna mosey on into a galaxy far, far away. So we'll be right back. And we are back.
I had to play the credit roll. Try to Billy get you some time.
I like it. Thank you. Yeah, I was adding my ad break down there. So where do you want to start? There's two big juicy things with Star Wars here. There's a casting, and then we have a potential change of the hierarchy a little bit. The hierarchy is about to change, as some might say. So where do you want to start with?
Let's start there. Let's start with the hierarchy at the very tip top. The emperors of the Lucasfilm universe, and potentially two emperors. Rule of two in the head chair for these two, which I believe the one that isn't a surprise to probably anyone, Dave Filoni being a big name that's thrown around with it, and the other name, Carrie Beck, who I had to do some Googling. I apologize, Miss Carrie Beck. I did not know who you are beforehand. But no, if I read this correctly, it says Dave Filoni and Carrie Beck, potential frontrunners to replace Kathleen Kennedy at Lucasfilm as co-heads of studios. So I obviously know who Dave Filoni is, and I gave a quick little 5-minute look into Carrie Beck's kind of projects that she's been attached to, and you're gonna have to help me out here because I feel like I'm not like taking a step back on the Star Wars stuff. I'm definitely in there for all the content, but just in terms of like who's pulling the strings, especially because I haven't really I haven't seen all of Ahsoka. Well, I haven't seen any of Ahsoka, but and you might be excited to hear this. I actually started going into Clone Wars. I'm giving Clone Wars another shot. I didn't like restart where I was. Like I just picked up on. I think I'm on season 2, maybe 3. So like I'm a little ways away. It's a little low priority show, but I just want to get informed on the juice, especially in the later seasons, and then I want to transition to like hopefully Rebels, Bad Batch, whatever's the good content. I'm open for it. I've kind of been diving deep into Star Wars stuff ever since Andor, and then of course playing Battlefront 2. It's just been Star Wars is it's been high in my brain, so it's gonna be fun talking about this right now. But getting back to what I was saying in terms of like who these heads are and kind of the projects that at least Carrie Beck's been a part of, my initial reaction is a little bit in the negative side, and the main reason is I feel like both Dave Filoni and Carrie Beck, and I might need your help here, but like it seems like they kind of are very similar in kind of the projects that they've been a part of and like their mindset. And I don't know, this is completely surface level. I just found out who Carrie Beck was like an hour ago, but so maybe it's unfair for me to put that on her, but I just feel like having two people that think like very, very similar. Personally, I would like it to be like two individuals that are like very different on like not the creative side, but just the stuff that they've done. So then it's like, okay, they can pick and pull from like two different aspects of telling Star Wars stories. But if it's just they're both very much into the like lean into like the canon lore stuff, or what's a better way to phrase that, like the fan servicey stuff. And I don't know if that's a fair judgment. I feel like I put that more on Dave Filoni just because I know more about him. But because Carrie Beck, let's just list off a couple things in here. It was The Bad Batch, Tales of the Jedi, which I did really enjoy, and then Ahsoka, like the live action one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? Is it just the
Yep.
three? Okay.
That's all I found too. Well, yeah, because I guess Rebels and Bad Batch and Forces of Destiny co-created Star Wars Resistance.
Yeah. And like Tales of a Jedi, I feel like are the most different out of all those. And I haven't seen Bad Batch or Ahsoka, so you're gonna have to veer me in the right direction. If I'm completely off. Yeah, if I'm completely in the wrong category here, but in my mind, those just feel like Filoni projects. I don't know if that's a fair assumption or not. And
That's
again,
fair.
everything I'm saying is big asterisks because I aren't very familiar with this. But I would have just been a little bit more excited, I think, to see. Like definitely, I think two names is a good way to go about it. Seems like it's working over in DC with Peter Safran and James Gunn over there. But I don't know. I don't want just two very similar creatives that are like just stroking each other's
ego. Yeah, that's one.
You kicked me out
one
or
thing
something?
that can
What happened
happen.
there? That was
My hand was off and like, our background changed.
okay. Travis is in here or something.
Okay,
He's
what
messing
the
around.
Fuck. Oh, here
I
he
knew
comes.
it'd be him. He's fucking with us. He's outside too.
I am. You know why? I'm doing yard work. I'm trying to enjoy. I'll tune in some Weekly Geek and stuff like that. I'm not here for long. I got the bad mic. Literally, I'm listening to you guys, and I'm gonna wait because I was like, I was 4 minutes behind.
You're not getting paid for this episode.
I'm not
just
getting paid.
so
No, of
everyone
course.
knows.
No, of course. I'm doing this for the goodness of the GeekVerse listeners. Because there's so many times I give these two fuckers bullet points and whatnot, and at least Dylan I can trust to keep you guys on the line, me on the line. You guys are like, I think that's everything. Yeah, we talked about all the quotes, and Kirk's like, there's lots of quotes, and then he continues to move on. What's the title of this episode?
It's Wonder Woman DC film in the works.
Yeah?
We talked about it. We addressed it.
No. There's more to that title.
The Batman sequel updates.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's one thing you missed.
Superman.
Right, you not once talked about...
We talked about
Gunn's
Justice
quote.
League.
That's not what he was talking about. That's not the quote he was talking about. He was talking about that he's working on a project that is a sequel, but not a direct sequel to Superman. And maybe...
Isn't that Supergirl?
What? No! I thought maybe that would cause some discussion, some debate. So, what could this be? Is he part of Batman? Is that Justice League? Whatever. But no, just skips over the full... for folks listening, Wonder Woman DCU film in the works, Superman, and the Batman sequel updates. Superman, the biggest movie potentially this summer, come out in a few weeks, and you just skip over it. Now, when we publish this episode, you take Superman out of that. The main
We just
topic
talked
is-
about it. You just
We
came
talked
on
about
and talked
it,
about it. Are you kidding me?
No, we didn't. I had to come in here and say what you did.
Oh man.
And why is Pablo? Why are both? What is happening to the inside of this? You know what? I need to drop something. I'm gonna. This is.
They are going out of their way to fuck me.
This is me. They're going. I'm trying. We're on our way to 10 years, and
no.
these guys are fucking us over big time.
Oh,
Okay.
that was good.
Is that it?
I almost said end stream. Fuck yeah. I'm gonna end the stream.
Don't
I'm gonna
end
call
stream,
Dylan.
no.
I'm gonna call Dylan. Tell him we gotta record Weekly Geek right now. Stat.
Oh man.
There you go, people. You just got a glimpse on how we're treated. That's what Travis speaks to us.
Yeah,
on
that's,
the,
for you guys that listen, you're like, I love this content. I gotta keep these two fucking together. My God.
Holy God, what are you showing me? Come on.
Good day to do yard work.
Oh, also, Kirkland, when you brought up the stone thing, that's exactly what I thought. I was gonna text you guys about the give me the stone, and literally you hit this sound.
Oh,
bite.
yes.
So good job on that. But the rest of the stuff,
Same wavelength.
Yeah, have a good.
Same wavelength with some things.
Told you. I knew he was. I wasn't expecting that,
Yeah.
but he.
I thought we got everything too. I was like, oh yeah, no, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
This is our show now.
Yeah.
Took our Pablo away from the top corner. I just feel abused now.
So where were you? What were you talking about before? Talking about Clone Wars, Beck?
Yes. I was stroking egos. That's what I was saying. Is sounded a little bit extreme hyperbole, but like just the idea of like Dave Filoni having certain idea for Star Wars stuff that he really likes, and then me simply judging the Carrie Beck projects for what I've seen her actually do. I haven't seen the projects, but what I've seen her do, it just seems very in line with that. So I think I just would have been a lot more excited if it's someone like one of the like the Andor people, or something that's like very different type of Star Wars content that we've seen. Pair it up with someone like Filoni, and then they can go butt heads, and then try and get just a good variety of Star Wars content, because there's so much good stuff to unleash there. But maybe the goal is to find someone that's very like-minded, because there is no issues, and then it's just like, well, we can just focus on this type of content. This is going to be the new era of Star Wars for us, and I don't love that idea, but who knows? Maybe it'll come out, and I'll absolutely love it. I don't want to judge a book till I read it. Don't want to judge it by the cover. I forgot the quote there for a second, but yeah, I don't know. And then like just thinking of who would be a better pairing, like I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea for this. I like Dave Filoni one. I like and not like some of the stuff that he's done in the Star Wars universe, but I just feel like it's a fit that makes sense, but just because he's been such an integral piece for Lucasfilm in the last however many years. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Superbad Mike. Imagine putting Filoni and Gilroy in a room together, and they can only leave after they write a script. See, I want that. I want that pain. They're getting paid so much money. They can fucking hash it out and get us a good scope of content we're going to be seeing. At the end of the day, though, I also just want Star Wars movies back in theaters, because that feels like it's been just like a strike in and of itself, of just, you'll never see another Star Wars movie until the strike is over. And it's been going on for a long time. Hasn't actually been a strike, but that's just how it feels, because we've been severely lacking big cinema, big screen Star Wars content.
Mm-hmm.
I feel I pass the baton to you.
Well, first of all, I feel
thoughts?
like yes. Let's circle back. The idea of putting them both in a room together, I feel like, if you lock that door and check on them after 12 hours, one of them would be dead. No, I'm kidding. I think the idea of them working on a project together is massive. That should be something that should be like the stoke that fire, Disney. Good leaders, they make their subordinates, rise up and they build off their strengths or whatever. That being said, I think the two of these fine folks, Beck and Filoni, to be put into this position, I used to think at a point in time that I was all for Filoni. I was thinking, yeah, get Filoni in there. Filoni speaks to me. He's on another level. I'm all for it, absolutely. And then after what we saw with Andor season 2, and then hearing a lot of people get really upset about Filoni in the Discord for so many years, it's kind of opened my eyes that I don't think there's a place just for the kind of Andor aesthetic. I think that we don't need only Star Wars content that is just that. Even though it's good, it's dark, and it's gritty, and I think we could attack that or take that and you could put it into a variety of other projects. But I think there's also some room for what Filoni brings to the table. And not everything Filoni brings to the table is good. A lot of it is definitely enduring to get through, but he's an individual that I feel like, okay, like his storytelling and the way that he's trying to introduce things and keep things really connected, because I feel like he is very big on the canon, and to keep something like that tied in is a little tricky, and it's hard to kind of always stand by the canon when it comes to Star Wars, because it does get frustrating if you're a canon junkie. I'm not as much as I used to be back then, and I don't even know if I ever was back in the day, because there's always legends, and you have your main Star Wars story, but then you could talk about, oh yeah, well, Han Solo and Chewbacca were on an Imperial prison ship, and they were rescued because there was a Star Destroyer that had like a virus breakout, and the infected spread and stuff, and they became like zombies because of Imperial experiments and stuff with reincarnation, all that kind of stuff. That's all legends, and it's fun to look at it that way. But nowadays, I think with Filoni really trying to push forward his ideas and his narrative, it conflicts with other narratives that are trying to be told, while he's trying to also make sure that things are connected and build off each other. Like, I just worry about how the quality is going to be delivered when you're trying so hard to just make sure things intertwine and fit. And then you hit major issues like, hey, okay, Acolyte came out. Acolyte had some severe problems, but now all of a sudden they dump Plagueis in there at the end of that final episode, and we're not going to get to see him in another follow-up live-action project. And it's like, well, fuck me. That would have been the coolest thing ever to see something like that. But again, there's them trying to just create a story and go so story heavy with all these different things with the High Republic and yada yada yada, that it's compromising the quality of that show, and that show should have been much better than what we got. And it's really, really unfortunate, because now the higher ups and everyone, they're freaking out, thinking, okay, well, we can't touch that. And then I feel like you're going to get a conflict of interest when you have someone like Gilroy, when they've done such an amazing job with Andor, and then you have someone like Filoni who's not a big fan of Andor, and so then you have that problem arising there, which means, okay, if Filoni gets in, you're not going to be getting any more content that's like Andor. They're going to be steering away from that, which again is a shame. When you look at Skeleton Crew, you look at Ahsoka, and then you look at what's another one? Maybe not Obi-Wan, because Obi-Wan is pretty dark, but Mando and Book of Boba Fett, all those, they share a very similar aesthetic to each other, and it feels like it's just got a colorful tone to it. While it does have its dark moments, it still feels like it has that colorful tone. And then when you watch Andor, it just feels gritty, dark, and depressing, and hitting some very intense story narrative beats. And like I said at the start, I think there's a place for both of that in Star Wars. I really, really do. So whether or not Filoni and Beck can do it, because you're right, Beck has a very similar portfolio to Filoni. They're working on some of the same projects, but Tales of spinoff has been pretty awesome, and The Bad Batch totally caught me off guard. That was fantastic. Clone Wars Season 7 was fucking fantastic. Really, really loved it. So they have made some significant improvements, and I'm a huge fan of the Ahsoka show. I thought that was really, really bang on awesome, but it's very, very different. Yeah, I don't know if I'm making any sense. Like, at the end of the day, do I want it? I'm apprehensive. I really, really am. But I think what Disney sees is two people that have a history and a portfolio shared amongst themselves with each other, that they've got that chemistry with one another. So let's put them in a position of leadership, and they can really run with it. But I'm scared of what they're going to run with. I'm there for Mando and Grogu. I'm there for Ahsoka Season 2, but what do you do after the fact? Like, are you just going to give us Darth Maul animated series Season 2? Are you going to give us like more animated projects? Because that's what Dave Filoni is all about, and I don't blame him. That's his MO. But I would like you said, more consistent live action movies on the big screen. We've got movie theaters, and we've got a company that is dumping money into this IP. So let's make it happen, which, hey, we're getting Starfighter, which I guess that can segue us into our next topic, unless there's anything else you wanted to add.
I think just the last thing I'll say is like seeing these names on there, it's just like, okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's not something that gets me super excited. It just seems like a safe option, and I don't think that's really the best thing for Star Wars right now. Like I feel like ever since kind of Episode 7, like, it's been very safe overall. For like, I thought Acolyte was going to be the big jump into something that's very different than what we'd seen before, but it ended up just kind of being in that same caliber of content that we've been seeing, especially for the Star Wars shows. Andor is the biggest exception about that, but like, I mean, go check out those reviews. Like, we kind of talk about why that is, which is like Tony Gilroy and team. So yeah, I don't know. I'm mixed, but like, I feel like getting these pairings in here, I'm gonna have very low expectations for like crazy announcements for new projects, like particularly going to maybe different eras or just tackling different types of Star Wars stories. Like when I see these two names, I'm not like, okay, I'm gonna be getting my Sith Lord coverage now. Like, no way do I think that we're gonna be going there. But who knows? Maybe I'm gonna be completely wrong, and then in 2 or 3 years after we've had these new leaders, I'm just gonna be just praising them. But I don't know. I kind of have low hopes that I will get there, but definitely want to be optimistic.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Segue.
Okay, yeah. So I can't do a good Mia Goth voice like Mr. Snell can. Do you have a Mia Goth voice?
Definitely not. No.
You had me there. I was like, he's going to do it. He's going to fucking do it.
No, this is where Travis needs to stop mowing his lawn and get in here to help us out with the Mia Goth quote. Just have a quote, like a video clip of her, but
we should get one.
Maybe that'd be mean.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Mia Goth, she is casted as the female villain in the Star Wars film Starfighter. I believe it was Starfighter. I believe that's the same one that Mikey Madison had turned down due to money. So she's
Mikey Madison. I thought it was
Mikey Madison.
It just sounds weird.
Mikey, like spelled same as the Ninja Turtle. Mikey
Madison. I feel like I've just never pronounced her last name like Madison. Like
Madison.
Beautiful. Okay. I digress. Mikey Madison. You got
Mikey Madison. So yeah, I'm trying to recollect what. Oh, because earlier on we got a lot of revelations, I want to say, or maybe it was just rumors regarding Starfighter. Let me see here. Because we know
the one that has
it's
Ryan
the Ryan Reynolds. Or sorry, Ryan Gosling.
The hot goss.
Ryan Gosling. And of course, so it's standalone story set about 5 years after the rise of Skywalker. Ryan Gosling is leading the cast as a brand new character. And then, Mia Goth is playing the villain opposite of him. And it's being directed by Sean Levy, slated for 2027 release. That's coming from the Hollywood Reporter. But there was another thing going on here, but I can't recall what it was. Because there's a casting for a younger individual who's going to be in here. And I think there's speculation, too, that there's going to be like a Jedi in here with Ryan Gosling, if Ryan Gosling was going to be a Jedi. I don't know. A lot of this is all just like hit or miss, just discussions and whatnot. I don't think Ryan Gosling will be a Jedi, considering the fact that it's 5 years after Rise of Skywalker and Rey is the last Jedi at this point. But that's just me, unless Broom Kid got all grown up. But
he's Broom Kid.
Broom Kid, Broom Boy, yeah. So I think the young kid is going to be the Jedi and maybe like one of Rey's apprentices or something like that. And I think this is going to tie more into the Rey story than we will see by getting that Rey movie. Well, I don't think that Rey movie is ever going to come out now. I feel like that's kind of been pushed back now in lieu of these other projects.
Did that have a title, or it was just like a Star Wars project?
Just a Star
like the
Wars
Rey
project.
film or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't think Gosling's going to be the Jedi user. I just think the play is to make him basically like a scoundrel type character, and if you're not doing that, it just seems like a poor casting choice. But who knows? Maybe you're gonna get it. He's just like CGI the whole time. He's like a big monster. We never actually see his his face. I don't think that's gonna be the route, because you're not paying Ryan Gosling to be hidden. You want to show that face on the screen. So, I mean, it's so far out. Again, I'm in this era of just not believing Star Wars films are even going to be a thing. So it's like, we'll see if this actually comes out when it gets closer to it. Mia Goth, I think she's fantastic in everything I've seen her in. I think she's been a standout performer. So definitely cool. Absolutely no ideas on what type of character she could play. But I would like to see her like looking like a Star Wars alien type character, but not just like covered in CGI. Like just give her like a cool design and really let her chew up the scenery. Because she's just very powerful presence on screen, and her in a villain role I mean, my favorite performance from her is probably the character of Pearl, and that's a villain. So I think she can definitely fit that niche really well. And yeah, I don't know. It's a cool pairing. I feel like it fits so much more than the Mikey Madison pairing, like in my mind. But that's only because I just have the one project I think to really judge like Mikey Matt. Well, actually, no, that's a lie because she was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I keep forgetting that she's in that. You still not seen that movie?
I haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh, Taylor Field. That's insane. That's insane. That should have been like my retro pick, just to make you watch it. The final sequence is insane, so you should definitely throw that on there. She's fantastic, but I don't know. I think I like Mia Goth more in this role, even though I don't know what the role is. Just in the Star Wars universe, across from a Ryan Gosling, who I imagine would be our hero of the story. But yeah, thumbs up. I'm excited by this if it happens. So I guess not very excited.
Well, she's not busy doing the Blade movie right now, so it makes sense Disney's just going to kind of move her over to something like this. That is in the works. So
I think Mahershala Ali is going to be in here too. They're like, we don't have Blade. We're never going to make the Blade movie, but you can be part of the Star Wars. You can be Broom Kid.
They were probably
we can race swap him. We can make him a black man.
They were probably writing up the contract, ready to give it to him, and then Universal Studios just fucking put their wad of cash down. They're like, hey, dinosaurs, let's fucking go. And he's like, yeah, they're not putting me on this Blade project, so let's do it.
He grabbed his.
No!
That's Kevin Feige.
That's Feige. Yeah. Holy shit. But yeah, I think Mia Goth playing a villain, I think that fits. It really, really does. It'd be a shame if they I hope they make her like a Twi'lek or something like that, something super cool. It would be horrible if they just like used her voice and made her like a Hutt character or something like that. Like give her like make her an alien like you said, but not like a CGI alien. Give her the chops, let her do her thing.
Just a Hutt with like her interview voice, which is probably her real voice, but
I think that does it for the Star Wars news. Is there anything else you wanted to sneak in there?
Are you talking about some Superman? No, I have no more Star Wars news. I don't know. I hope there's more Star Wars news to be talking about, and I hope when we do talk about it, it's not just that project was canceled or indefinitely.
Yep.
Indefinitely. That sounds weird to me. I'm thinking about it too much. Indefinitely delayed. I hope it's not the case.
I agree. Well said. Cool. Well, we're going to keep this hot streak going and take another ad break here, and we'll be right back. And we are back. Okay, so we're going to divulge into a nice little thing called Texas here, specifically the Chainsaw Massacres. So what do you know about this franchise? Are you very familiar with it? Have you seen all of them? You were on the retro, right? We did the retro for the first one.
I was not on the retro. I don't believe so.
Good Lord.
We only did the first retro? That seems weird.
I thought we...
Why did we just do one retro? Is there like 5 movies or something?
I
definitely wasn't on it, so...
Maybe we didn't do a retro and I just watched
the one, yeah. I've seen a movie, I think it was the Jessica Biel one?
Yes.
Is that just like a remake one? Or
that's
is that
one
a
of
sequel?
the newer, I can't remember what it was.
I think that's the only one I've seen, and then I might have seen like sequences of the original or one of the originals when it was just on those channels, those cable channels that would just be having those types of movies on. Very in the dark on the series. I think it's like just a classic like horror franchise though. Like the name is just very, very catchy. Leatherface, great villain. So I like it, but it's also one of those horror movies that's like kind of gross. At least that's how I thought of it. Just I remember certain sequences grossing me out as a wee young lad watching those movies. Probably too young to be watching them, but I don't know. It's definitely not one that I'm like seeking out. but definitely a franchise that I think I can understand why it's like standing the test of time. Like it's very catchy is the wrong word, but it's a popular franchise.
Cult
I guess.
following.
Yeah, cult following. There you go. So I would love to see like a really good remake of it, even though I'm not like super attached to the franchise in general. But yeah, that's kind of where I am. What about you?
Yeah, I have not watched all of them. There's a few that I have seen, a few of those original ones, and then the first one. So we did not do a retro. I don't know why I was thinking we did, because I know I watched the first one, but I think the conversation that was had was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game side quest.
We'll probably do a retro if this is actually going to be a thing. Like if they're going to be new ones.
Yes.
Go that route.
I would say so. We did do a review for the one that dropped on Netflix. Me and Travis did that one, and it was not the greatest. Yeah, it was not. It was the thumbs down one.
I just remember seeing it low on many people's letterbox, year list.
Oh yeah, it was low for sure. There's definitely some better ones in that whole kind of series, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm down to retro it. That'd be a fun one to go back and to go through. But yeah, so there's a bid war going on. That's what we're kind of building up towards here. And again, it's one of those things, like obviously rights issues and horror franchises just seem to be going through the run of just having issues with getting picked up and getting new ones off the ground and yada yada yada. The whole rabbit hole goes on and on and on. So right now, though, that there's several creatives involved and companies that are involved in trying to acquire these rights in this whole bid war going on. So you have Jordan Peele, Monkey Paw, Taylor Sheridan, Paramount, Oz Perkins, Neon, JT Mulner, Strange Darling director. Now you have like Glenn Powell only producing role for now, basically A24, and then you have Netflix. Now Netflix, I feel like they're the ones that are behind the last one, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know if we need to keep that with them. Like, let's get it out there. Let's get it out there. For me personally, I would love to see Taylor Sheridan, just because I'm super biased on Tulsa King, Yellowstone, and I'm gonna watch. I think it's called The Lioness with Zoe Saldana and Nicole Kidman. I really want to watch that one next. So, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, looking at this, I think the one that stands out the most for me is the Jordan Peele Monkey Paw. I think that would be where I'm leaning. Just picturing what like Jordan Peele and his creatives can like tackle with this franchise. I think that would just be so fun. And obviously, I mean, a lot of great like studios that have released really good horror movies in the past, but I just feel like Monkey Paw is something very unique with just the projects that we've seen them do in the past, and I would love to just have that new like original swing on a very familiar Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. And obviously I feel like all of these, Netflix would probably be the one that I would trust the least with it. I never saw it, but just judging by people's critiques of the previous one, that's not really where I think they should be going. And I don't know, like A24 could be really fun too. And I think we've talked about this a little bit in the past also, of just like the potential of having Glenn Powell like being a producer. He's a Texas boy, I believe, so I think he would probably be in it as well. And I'm a big fan of him, so that one's really fun. But yeah, if I had to pick one out of any of these, it would definitely be the Jordan Peele route. And I don't know, because I would trust them to really stay true to like what makes Texas Chainsaw Massacre so iconic and like different than other slasher, because that would be the genre, right? Slasher, even though he's chainsawing instead of hacking. But like again, just like a more modern swing on it. I think that could be really intriguing and a little bit deeper, maybe even so. But yeah, and then just I don't know. Don't know where else I was gonna go with that. That's all I have to say, I guess. Monkey Paw.
Monkey Paw. There you go. Cool. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Best of luck to the highest bidder.
Do you think there's like a lot of Because it definitely is like a cult following. You think once that gets announced, it's gonna have like really high expectations of like this has to be really good. I feel like it's low expectations coming off of the last Netflix Chainsaw Massacre title.
I think it all depends on who gets it, who lands it, and wins that war. I mean, if it does have like a Peel name behind it, you're gonna have a lot of expectation. But I mean, if it goes down to
Oz Perkins.
I don't know. Oz
No
Perkins,
name.
might not be a
Just
lot
kidding,
of hype there, but I don't know. To each his own. To each his own. But
And do you think it'd be like a universe thing that they'd be setting up, or just a one movie? Let's just see how this goes. Or are we going Stranger Things for releasing 3 movies and still waiting on that second one? I guess it's this year, isn't it?
that is this year. 3 parts.
Chapter 2.
Yeah, 3 parts for it. For Stranger Things, right? That's what you're referring to. Yeah. November 26th, Christmas Day, New Year's. So it's
We're
gonna
getting
be
3 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! Okay, I thought it was 3 chapters total, including the first one that we saw already.
No, yeah. This is broken up into 3. They're releasing 3 dates. Yeah, November 26th, Christmas Day,
gosh,
and then
okay.
New Year's.
I feel like
yeah.
we've talked about this, but it just way over my head.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
It might not be.
Yeah, it might not
the
be,
last
yeah.
one wasn't not good. So. But yeah, no. The question about how do you think they would tackle this? Is it just a one movie drop?
Ooh, I think if it's Peel, you're gonna get a 1 movie drop. I don't think you're gonna
Yeah.
get a bunch. Again,
Depends on the studio.
Depends. It depends on the studio. Yeah, it really, really does. And oh yeah, it doesn't sound like that's necessarily a thing right now either. The fact that I think it's all about the money right now, and whoever gets it, then they can run with it in whatever direction they want. Whether or not they want to do more than one, just one, who knows? So as opposed to other acquisitions, I'm sure it'll be like, oh, we want to buy into this or buy the rights, and we're going to do like 3 films, and then the distributors or the owners might be like, we're not going to do that, or oh, sure, you want to do 3? Yeah, then let's do a deal upon that. This, I think, is solely based on money, and whoever gets that best bid, that best deal locked in, they're going to get it, and they're going to do whatever they want with it. So hard to say. I think it varies.
Whoever gets, they're gonna be like, what if we took away the chainsaw? What if it's Texas? Not so Chainsaw Massacre. We changed the weapon. No, I'm just kidding.
Texas Rebar Massacre.
Yeah. What if we use like a knife? Just to change it up a little bit. Like that's one of the producers. How can we make this unique? I'm sure there's some idiot just lines that are dropped in those producer meetings of just people that are so disconnected with the actual like consumer side of it.
Yeah, people that haven't even watched the original, the franchise, just making calls.
Yeah. There's someone in the room that's just looking at him like this. Like,
God,
how the fuck did this guy get in here? That's what the Emperor drove.
Cool. Well, I realized in retrospect that as far as the trajectory of the news notes go, I was not supposed to get to Chainsaw until after the trailer. So just, salt in the wound for Travis.
He's coming in here again. We're done. He's shutting us down. You already changed our logo, changed our background. You pulled me out of the room somehow.
He did. He pulled you out. Holy shit. Okay. Well, we're going to get to our last group of topics here. The trailers. It's going to be pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Which trailer do you want to start with there, Kirkland?
I'm going to start with Jurassic World.
Nice.
Jurassic World Rebirth. This was just a teaser, right? Like,
yeah, just a teaser.
Okay.
Teaser.
First one I clicked on too, it like wasn't like a legit account, and in the past I may or may not have fallen victim to certain AI imaging or fake trailers. I can't even find it right now. I'm not gonna pull it up. Oh fuck. Okay, I'll there you go. That's a good one. Fake movie trailers. I've fallen victim to in the past, and I clicked on it, and there was just something about this trailer where that is like perfectly symmetrical. That image. Did we always have this one in there? Oh, I think we did.
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry for the audio viewers, but Taylor just changed our background, and it's the opening to Jurassic Park of like the gate, and it's perfectly symmetrical to our 2 images. That's beautiful. I love that. That completely killed my train of thought though. Yeah, there was something about the trailer. It just seemed like a completely different thing that we've seen in the past. I think just how it picks up, but just I don't know. Everything I saw was good, so like I don't have anything negative to say. It's really quick images of Is that a raptor that they showed? It's like hunting them in the little like flooded water area, like they're like in a lab. It reminded me of the Jurassic Park 3 Velociraptor scene. I think that's why I'm thinking of it. But just their neck, their gullet thing, just looked a little bit chunkier than normal.
Wait. Which trailer did you watch?
The AI one.
Oh yeah.
Because what else was in this trailer? Is it like there's a T-Rex sequence in here, or did I watch a completely different trailer?
There was no T-Rex.
That's so funny. I actually got had. I was gonna. I knew it felt weird, but the runtime.
Can
was
you
only
pull
like
it
30
up?
Seconds.
Could you pull it up if you had to find it on the spot?
I'll find it.
Because the trailer I was talking about, it was, I can't remember the name of the little baby dinosaur, but it's got that, and you get a full look at the D-Rex and everything, and a whole bunch of
I
new
did not see that
scenes.
at all. Then, that's so funny.
Okay, because maybe you did watch a real trailer, because it has the Mosasaurus swimming after them, and T-Rex there, and then like the
one I watched was
they're
just
showing a
called
lot.
like TV Spot. Where is it?
Jurassic World Rebirth, the worst.
Yeah, the don't move clips. Here, I'm pulling it up here.
I need to see this. Yeah, I don't know if
I'm
I'm
pulling
going
it
to
up.
find it.
You will tell me live on air if I got had again by another AI.
Pizza bet? No.
No, we're not pizza betting. As long as you go easy on me like you did the last time. There you go. We'll review this trailer together. Got some Mountain Dew there, Code Red. This is from the
Okay.
movie, though, no?
This is from the movie, yeah. Okay. So you're not had. I think you're in it.
It's just a TV spot, I guess, versus like an additional. Because it didn't seem like any new images. Like we've already seen this before, haven't we?
Yes. So
Okay.
PG-13 in theaters.
yeah. So the
There
trailer
was no,
I
like
watched.
dinosaurs creeping up on people like this, you know.
So here I'll share with you so you can see the TV
yeah.
spot that I was talking about. But yeah, that is a real. So that is a raptor. That is a
Review.
that's a mutant raptors. They combine that with another type of dinosaur. I can't remember specifically.
Okay.
So this is
So
the
hard
one
to
that
just
I
get
was
an actual
referring
trailer
to.
these days.
It is.
Okay.
You got fake trailers and everything. So you got the baby
Got the three
dino,
horn.
and they rescue this little guy, and then it starts freaking out because of Big
So
Bad.
the ringed tail, that's like a indicator that it's a mutant? Or am I reading into that?
on
too
the
much?
little guy.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at this guy's. Oh,
They just got rings around it?
Rings around his
I
tail.
thought
don't
it was similar
know.
to like the long necks, but I guess those
It
ones,
is.
they were more like a whip, right?
Even the T-Rex has like the rings, the tiger print
Oh,
on it
okay.
a little bit. So it seems to be like a reoccurring thing with all these like hybrid things. But yeah, you get a pretty good look at the. Oh yeah, there is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh fuck.
Oh, ScarJo. Yeah,
And
look at
then
that thing.
you can see it's got the it's got the inner arms going on in there.
Oh, yeah, the little mandibles. Just going through it. Yeah, I
So,
mean,
yeah, that's
these
it.
those scenes are going to be good. I love the lighting in the. That's pretty on par with the one I watched. It's like not really any new images.
Yeah, I guess not.
I wanted to start with it because it's just like, well, nothing really new. I'm excited for the project nonetheless. But yeah, did this do a lot for you?
After talking about it, you know, it's I think I've calmed down a little bit. So,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, take us to the next trailer. What do you got?
Text trailer. Freaky Friday. As soon as I started watching the trailer and even like leading up to the trailer release, just the idea of this movie, it's not something I need or want at all. I think I was more excited for the Mean Girls sequel. I guess not a sequel, just a reimagining of it. I didn't even watch that one just because the word of mouth wasn't great. I didn't love this until we got introduced to like the younger actresses. I feel like that reminded me of the Jumanji sequel, like the one with The Rock, like how it's like, okay, they're just gonna retell the same story. They go back in the game, but then of course the difference there is like they had the older gentleman coming with Danny DeVito, and like it just changed the dynamic of the bodies that they're switching. So that made it feel fresh and fun, and I actually really enjoyed that sequel. So having like the other girls in here, it helped a lot. Like I feel this went from like fuck no, I'm never watching this to okay, I'm gonna wait and see word of mouth again, because that's what I did with the Mean Girls sequel. And if people are really vibing with this and they do a pretty good job, I think I will seek this out. Freaky Friday, that was like in the minivan in the DVD player. Like that was one of the movies we had on there. Funny enough, with Mean Girls, I think it was like Mean Girls, Liar Liar, The Mummy, and Freaky Friday. Those were like the movies that we had. I think White Chicks was probably in there. That was like the main movies that we had in the minivan. So I've seen Freaky Friday a plenty of times, and I really, really enjoy it. But as soon as this trailer started, and they're just like, I felt that you guys had a life-changing event back in the day, and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, who's asking for this sequel all these years later? But we'll see how it does.
Yeah, well said. This second trailer, it actually got me more excited than that first one did. That first one was not doing it for me, but seeing it, this one in this light with all these different jokes and whatnot, I was actually chuckling and laughing. So I am looking forward to this a little bit more, and I'm curious to see how it's gonna do. The fact that they got a lot of the original crew back for this is good, and I think Jamie Lee Curtis is just gonna kill it. She's so fantastic, so I'm excited to see her pop off in here with Lohan.
With Lohan, the male actor, who I didn't pull up his name, so I apologize, but like the hot guy that pulls up, takes off the bike helmet.
Chad Michael Murray.
I've seen him in like clips and stuff on these like Hallmark movies and like really random like Netflix rom-coms, and every time I see this guy in a movie, this might be unfair and mean or cruel, but I'm just like, that's got to be a horrible movie. Like that's got to be just like C tier at the most of quality content. So seeing him in here didn't help, but I mean, he's from the original film, so I guess it's okay to pull him back there. But nothing personal against the guy, but just all these projects I see him in that are mostly like Hallmark movies. Last time I was at the dentist, they had some fucking Hallmark movie on, and he was in it, and it was a long dentist adventure. Let me tell you that much. And she didn't even give me the remote to like change it. Like I was just kind of forced to sit there and watch this horrible title film, whatever it was. And they always kind of seem like the same films. But I mean, he's working, he's getting paid, so good for him. But the projects, I don't get excited when I see him a part of it.
He's a part of the MCU. He was in
What?
Agent Carter, that TV show.
Oh, okay. Is that even canon? I guess it's all canon. It's all multiversal.
Yeah. But I know what you're talking about. The Merry Gentleman, that 2024
Yeah.
Hallmark movie. That's the one.
Yeah. I think that was the one that was on at my dentist. That's the one too where it's like, I think there's a clip of him like skating, and it's like the most obvious thing that he's not actually skating. Like they just like walk up to this bench and they're doing these moves. Oh man, Hallmark movies. It's gonna outlast the MCU.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He was also in House of Wax from 2005, which I have to rewatch that movie because that's just
Is that the one with Paris Hilton?
Yeah, where she gets
Damn.
brutally murdered in that movie. You're a fan of Riverdale, right?
I was.
He's apparently in there.
I fell off hard on that show. Yeah. It was like a guilty pleasure show for a few
Guilty
seasons,
pleasure,
and then
yeah.
I really jumped off, which I think most people kind of went that same route. Were you watching it at one point?
I watched it through the first season, but then
Yeah.
I fell off hard.
Yeah. That's most do.
So a couple like roll calls here. Christmas on Windmill Way, Colors of Love, Angel Falls Christmas, Right Before Christmas, Too Close for Christmas, so Medea Christmas, Road to Christmas.
This is his movies?
These are what it's popping up for
Like him.
Yeah,
He's been a part of all these Christmas movies.
Apparently they're on his movies and shows under his name. So
He's like the Mariah Carey of Hallmark movies. I mean,
holiday
he's getting work,
train.
so good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, well he's getting work all right. My goodness. Cool.
Freaky Friday. I didn't watch Wicked. I never saw Wicked 1, so I didn't watch this trailer.
It's a crime. I will watch. What is that Mikey Madison movie you were shouting out?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Is that the one you were talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I will watch that if
That's
you
the
watch
trade.
Wicked. Yeah, that's the trade.
They're probably equally length, because Wicked is what, like a 3-hour movie? I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is like a 3-hour movie.
3 hours, but feels like a clean 30 minutes. It's so good.
Oh, okay. Let's circle back to this in the future. We'll see if we make that bet. I don't think I have anything like super against Wicked. I think I'm just like not like a Wizard of Oz fan to begin with, and then when that movie was coming out, I just assumed I was never gonna watch it, and to this day, I haven't seen it, but I'm sure it's gonna make a lot of money, like the first one did. Do you like this trailer? Do it for you?
I did not
Got you
watch this
jazzed?
trailer right
Okay.
away until now before the cast, and
Yeah, I mean the first half. I thought you were gonna say you didn't watch it at all.
I am over the moon. Oh my gosh. Yeah, growing up I was big on Wizard of Oz. I remember one Halloween my dad dressed as the Wicked Witch of the West, freaky costume. Oh yeah. I got photos of it.
Oh my God. You got a photo. I'm gonna have to see those photos.
I got photos. I'll have to pull it out
When you
next
saw
time.
him, were you is he looking like the Green Goblin more than the
Oh
Wicked Witch
yeah,
of the West?
he had the fake nose. He had the green
yeah.
on not a mask, like the green paint and everything. He was full on 10 out of 10.
They have a
But,
good laugh too, because I feel like the Wicked Witch.
Oh
is a
yeah,
good
he had a laugh. That's exactly it. He was the kind of guy too that was terrified of that movie growing up. The monkeys used to scare the living shit out of him.
Absolutely, like the black and white version, like the old movie.
The old
I don't even know if
OG.
it was black and white, but I think I had.
It was
like, a black
both,
and white
black
version.
and white,
Yeah,
then the
okay.
color,
I definitely
yeah.
had that copy. Terrified me, 100%.
So that's the one that I've watched the most of, and it's just such an easy one to kind of put on. And I tried looking for it, and I wasn't able to find it on streaming, at least like a strip for free. I mean, I'll probably just have to rent it or something
I
like
got
that.
a black and white
eventually.
copy you can
Black and
borrow.
white
It's probably in
copy.
my
Oh, perfect.
parents' dungeon in the basement there.
Seeing Wicked, like I already told you my story about going in the theater. Like Madison wanted a concession and got in partway through the first fucking song and spilled my drink. I had the bottle, I dropped it. I had the popcorn, and the theater was packed, so I tripped and the popcorn spilled a bit, and then I dropped my bottle of beverage, and that rolled fucking nowhere. And it's just like 3 hours of no drink, and I was so fucking thirsty after eating this popcorn with seasoning on it. So it was just horrible. But I got distracted pretty quick because the movie was so good. The music and the singing was wonderful, and the humor too. It was so funny and had some amazing beats too that were just very serious and emotional. And God, it was so great. And so for it to end on that cliffhanger, I was ready. I was ready to go back into Oz, and here we are. This trailer was a banger. Holy shit! To actually see them touch upon the Wizard of Oz, like the film with Dorothy, Tin Man, Lion, and Scarecrow being thrown in there. I am so...
Isn't this before all that?
Yes, this is before, but it looks like that they're going to be bringing that in probably near like the back half, maybe the third arc of this. Again, I don't know how the play goes. I have not seen the actual stage play, but the musical, but this just has me over the moon. I can't wait. I'm super, super jazzed for this. And it'll easily be day one watch for me, and maybe a review. Maybe I might sneak one out. We'll see if anyone else is down, but I don't think anyone else cares about this very much. So
No.
yeah.
I don't think I'll be there. Moving on.
Sorry, Mike.
Sorry, Mike. He'll be waiting for that review. Next up on the docket, I'm gonna go Ironheart here. This trailer did a lot more for me than the first trailer did. I still have my hesitations on like really having a lot of faith in the quality of the project. I think just purely because of that first trailer, it just reminded me of certain Miss Marvel isms. Isms might not be the right word, but just it reminded me of some things from that Miss Marvel show, and I really liked it at the first, and then man, did that take a steep decline as the show went on. And I mean, it's only a 6-episode series. Pretty easily palatable to get through, I'd imagine. I imagine the stakes aren't going to be too up there. My main want out of this series is just to really like the character of Riri Williams, and I think that's what I got out of the Miss Marvel show. Like, Amon was just fantastic in the role. So although I didn't really like the overall quality of the show, I still think she was fantastic, and I think bare minimum that's how I want to feel with the Ironheart character of Riri Williams, and me setting the bar there, low expectations. Hopefully I'm really surprised, and I do really love this project. I'm hoping to enjoy also the villain of the Hood, because just really cool looking character, and I've only really been exposed to it through Marvel Snap. Great card in there, and I'm I really like this trailer. I thought it was a big step up from that first one in my mind.
Yeah, this was definitely a step up. I agree. Looks fun, getting a little bit more personal and deeper. And yeah, the Hood character, I think he's looking pretty sinister, pretty mysterious. And this isn't a character I was really excited about to begin with after seeing Black Panther, because I thought like there was interest there, but just with her suit and everything and whatnot, it just wasn't really doing it for me. And I think I'm still kind of sore about Iron Man, whatnot, and then them just putting her out there as Ironheart, just kind of replacing Iron Man so quickly. But this trailer, it was doing something for me, and I'm excited to actually give this a chance and see what they tackle. So, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Shouts to Mike in the chat real quick. Wicked 2 happens during Wizard of Oz.
Okay,
you
that's
go.
really interesting. Actually, I'm a little bit
excited.
more interested, even though I'm not that interested. I'm a little more interested. In this.
Cool. All right, what do we got next?
What do we got next? We got Kiss the Spider-Woman, which, man, I got so excited seeing this in the notes. I'm like, holy fuck, some crazy Spider-Woman MCU thing just announced. This is like an animated project, like just shadow drop. This is so exciting. I can't wait to see this trailer. And it was not that at all. It's a Jennifer Lopez musical. So I was like peaking on my hype, and then instantly like, whoa. And then I saw Cassian Andor in here, and then the trailer kept going. And honestly, this looks pretty good. I think I'm kind of picky and choosy when it comes to musicals. I don't know. I don't really seek them out. It's mostly just if I'm interested in the overall what's shown for the movie, I'll watch it. I'm definitely not going to go out of my way to see this one. I think this is going to be another word of mouth, like see how people are vibing with it. J-Lo looks and sounds like amazing in this trailer. And it looks unique enough. That's definitely caught my interest. And then, yeah, just seeing Diego Luna in there, coming off Andor, like I'm peaking on my Diego Luna, fanboy-ing stage right now. So definitely want to see more projects that he's involved in. But I think it's just not quite enough to really sell me on at least like the big movie theater experience for it. But yeah, there's some cool stuff in here for sure. But yeah, not quite my my Julia Carpenter or Jessica Drew. Is that her name? Oh my gosh, I'm really testing myself right now, my Spider-Woman knowledge. But
You are correct.
I got it. Nice. Okay, thank God. I can keep my Spider-Man posters up for now. That would have had me a lot more excited than this, but this still looked kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I like Spider-Man related too when I saw it in the notes. But getting into it and watching it, yeah, it looks good. It looks interesting, but it doesn't necessarily look like my cup of tea either. So I don't know if I'm going to be running to see this right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to keep taking us on. I have like a very strategic way I'm doing this right now.
I love it.
I'm going to go Man in the Basement next, which I think it said Hulu.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
correct.
Which means it's a show? Or is
Well, that's a good
Hulu does
question.
do movies also? I don't know. I just think when
Hulu
I
does
think of
movies
Hulu-
as well.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
because that's like Prey and all that.
Right. Okay. Yes. So, I mean, this looks like a movie, so I'll just assume it is. Very intrigued by this, and 90% of that I think is because Willem Dafoe is a part of it. Willem Dafoe is just that type of actor where, like, if he's a part of something, I'm immediately interested in. You know, if he was in Wicked 2, maybe, maybe a little bit more there with you. But no, he just. Especially, I just feel like the projects that he's been a part of have been like weird projects, and I'm always down for that. And Willem Dafoe pairing with those weird projects is just gold. And I really like the setup of this, and it just because it didn't really clear like it set up what the event is and why this is interesting, but they don't really fill you in any other details. And because of that, I'm like a fish looking at the tasty worm on the hook. Like I'm really eyeballing this right now and definitely intrigued. So. I'm very intrigued by this. I'm gonna wait before I, commit 100%. I'm gonna be there opening day one. But I mean, if it's Hulu, that would mean it's streaming day
That's
one.
right.
I would
Disney
imagine.
Plus.
So that would mean Disney Plus. So yeah, I mean, ease of access is up there. So yeah, no, this is really interesting.
Yeah, I'm intrigued because Defoe, for sure, when he's like,
Yeah.
I want to rent your basement $1,000 a day. Like, holy
Wait, are you
shit.
saying yes to that? I mean, you have like a newborn and like a wife, so it's
No,
a little bit different bringing a stranger in.
Absolutely not.
That's
Any
a lot of
man-
money though. $1,000 a day.
But that's also
for-
a red flag, though, right?
True. 65 grand, Taylor Field. What can you do with that? You can do a lot with that. You could do,
You could do a lot with that.
couple
yeah.
vacations, couple Disney trips. You know, you could build a couple lightsabers
You know,
with that.
the downside though is where we're at in BC.
Oh, it's gonna-
They give so much like power to the tenants, like inside. Like landlords have no power anymore. So
He's just squatting permanently.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
he fucking me over.
And I'm assuming this is going to go a pretty dark route. You might be doing some satanic rituals or something. Who knows what's going to be going on in there? But
Yeah.
yeah, it's $1,000 a day though. That's not
That's
nothing.
pretty good. That's
It's a pretty good pitch. Like I feel like it's enough of a dollar amount where it's like, okay, I understand why this guy is at least entertaining the idea. But yeah, when he knocks on the door, oh yeah, can I no, not selling the house. Like, oh no, I'm just interested to rent in the basement. Like, oh man, this is a big red flag as you laid out. But.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely, I mean, $1,000 a day though, that warrants conversation. So I'd be like, okay, Madison, let's talk about this.
Maybe you'll have a future family member that gives you a similar similar request. I don't think it would be that much money though. Anything else on that one?
No, that's everything.
Okay, I'm gonna take us to Alien Earth here. This was another trailer that I was like 40% sure I was watching a fake trailer. I think it's just because it's been like so minimal that I've seen for this project, to like fully jump in there and like. I'm not seeing any actors that I'm familiar with at all, and some of the things that they're setting up, it was really different than I think I thought was going to be this project, which I probably already knew this, and I was definitely mixing this up with Predator Killer of Killers, but I thought this was a movie. Just like I thought Predator Killer of Killers was a series. No, that was a movie, and this is the series. So
right.
What's the confusion? I think that's where the confusion lied for me. I was really interested in this just because there was a lot that was thrown at me that I mean, we must have gone over the plot at some point or discussed this, but I think I just, while I was watching, I kind of forgot a lot of that stuff. But really like the setup, really like the moving pieces in here. I think there's interesting enough like original Alien isms that like really made me smile. 'Cause that's one of my favorite movies of all time. So just seeing like the mother room where they talk to like the AI and like that was cool to see. And then just some of like. Yeah, like the stuff around the xenomorph and like when you get like that little kid drawing rendering of it's like they saw a monster, like all that stuff is really cool. So across the board, I think it's like an overall thumbs up for me on this trailer. And yeah, I mean, just a Predator. Like I'm just loving that we're going into the xenomorph, a little more Yautja avenue. I'm always frothing for it. And I think something though that I was thinking of while I was watching this is like we had Alien Romulus last year, and I didn't really get the same caliber of like horror elements that I got from this trailer comparing it to Alien Romulus. So I don't think it'll ever get to that quality, but I'll have to wait and see to judge it as a whole. And I mean, it is a series, so there's gonna be. Do we know how many episodes? I might have said in the trailer. I can't quite remember.
I wanted to say 8. Let me just confirm.
Yeah, I mean. We'll be doing a review for it. I'm absolutely sure. So yeah, it was cool to just finally see the trailer for the first time though. What do you think about it?
8 episodes. 8 episodes.
Okay. What do you think?
So-
like 30 minutes or like more of the 45 plus?
Oh, it'll be the 40 to 50s for sure. Yeah, so I like the trailer a lot. I think it finally gave us kind of the concept of the plot that's happening. So we have humans that are transferring their consciousness into the synthetics, which I think is very cool. That's interesting. And then you have the idea, okay, so this ship has crash landed, and the ship's goal was to go out and get some of the deadliest creatures out there in the universe and bring them back for studying, which again is a terrifying concept in itself. I was looking through some of the descriptions of some of these creatures that are in there, and some of them are pretty described as being pretty gross, but we'll see if that's actually what they're running with when it comes to seeing the movie. But yeah, it keeps you on your toes. It doesn't give you that xenomorph right away, which I'm really, really thankful for, because we don't necessarily need to see it because it's going to steal the show. I think we're going to get that passively and then near towards the end, because I think they're going to be really just putting the spotlight on all these other aliens that exist and whatnot. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a damn good show, and it looks like it's going to be a really, really good time. And I'm so for Predator and Alien right now. I'm on that hype train.
Yeah.
Alien versus Predator 3, like, it's coming. Oh man, Prey 2, it's coming. Badlands, we got it. Like, this is gonna be such a good feasting couple of years for this franchise.
Oh yeah, I'm loving it. Cool. And then without further ado, the final one, Eddington. I left this one last because this one surprised me the most. I was really, really impressed by it. I feel like initially too, when it sets up, they're having some COVID stuff in there. It says 2020, and I'm like, oh gosh, okay, we're doing the COVID movie here. But this one just felt so different. And I mean, just having like Joaquin and Pedro Pascal. I mean, Pedro and Joaquin like across from each other. That was just really exciting, and this also just looks really good. Like this just looks like a really good time. The trailer turns into absolute anarchy by the end, and I think that is just kind of showing for like what the overall vibe is going to be of the movie. Yeah, I was very impressed by this one. This one reminded me of the I forget what it's called now, but it's the Leo DiCaprio movie that's going to be coming out, where it's all about like the Viva la Resistance one, where I think it's just because it was like a surprise. I haven't really heard a lot about this one beforehand, and I was just really impressed by the trailer. And yeah, I think this would probably be like a day one for me. I was really, really impressed by it. Just by the end, how like he slaps him, and then like a couple minutes later, not even a couple minutes later, it's like 10 seconds later, you have him with just like the heavy machine gun, like just fucking spraying from the hip as he's coming out of the store. I'm like, what happens to this little town of Eddington, where your sheriff is going all out with the LMG here? So yeah, this looks wild, and yeah, no, just really stoked by the casting.
Yeah, casting looks really, really good. I don't know if I'm gonna be running to see this movie. It seems like there's a lot of different beats on here, but just not necessarily my beats. But yeah, it does look really, really good, and it looks like, yes, it's a COVID story, and we've had quite a few things kind of highlight that or talk about it, but I feel like, okay, there's going to be some humor, some craziness, some zaniness in here, and yeah, it does look like it's a good time. I'm always down for Pedro. And he's got that new movie out this week too with Chris Evans, The Materialists. So he's popping off.
He's popping.
Yeah.
That's all of them. That's all the trailers. We're not going to rank them because
trailers.
nobody asked us to do that. So,
That's right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, is there anything else you want to add before we close this out?
What do I want to add? Any Superman thoughts on the sequel? No, I have absolutely none. No. I think we killed it. Great episode. This was without flaw. This was a great time. Maybe the flaw was we need more security on our green room. You know, we can't just have people jumping in here and taking over, kicking me out. We gotta hire a security guard or something to prevent that from happening. But no other comments to this day. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for this was a blast.
having me. Beck and Sale boys, yes. Always a pleasure. Always happy to be here with Kirkland. Dive into this juicy stuff. But yeah, we will be back. We'll be back in some shape or form with a review for How to Train Your Dragon live action, and then you'll have either you, Kirkland, me, or Travis, or Dylan, whatever, back for the next weekly Geek or
I believe
News.
it's me and Dylan next week. The Whalers.
The Whalers. There you go. There you go. The Whalers returning next week. Cool. Well, thank you for. Did you just switch it to Pablo there? It happened so fast.
Maybe. Yeah.
Well, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Geekverse. We will be back soon. Have a good one.
Yeah!